Hey, I'm back. It's Thursday, December the 4th. I am Bruce Leonard, and this is Bruce Leonard Leans Left, of course. Sorry about that. What happened was I decided to try the other network, and it was way worse. Maybe Alta Fiber ain't so bad. But anyway, what I was talking about before is how it's amazing to me how all of a sudden my Facebook feed is inundated with right-wing bullshit that I don't follow. I've never read. I've never read the Daily Signal. I've never read the Daily Caller. I've never read Benny Johnson or listened to Benny Johnson or Tim Pool. But all of a sudden, they're all up in my fucking feed. Why is that, you wonder? You know? It's almost like Facebook is participating in a mass brainwashing operation. Yes, working better now. Let's see, Verizon network. Not very good. Which I've had no problem with my phone. I don't know what the deal is with it. Anyway, like I said, if I took all the Russian money like Benny Johnson, I could afford better equipment. Get me one of them fancy neon lights he has behind him. The Benny Show! Does anyone know who Benny Johnson is? Apparently he was tried to be a real journalist and was fired for plagiarism. So he went straight to podcasting, where he was promptly sponsored by Russian money. Like to spew racist garbage. Like today, half of his show was, or I saw the clips I saw online were about Somalia. Now Somalia is not, they're not compatible with Western civilization, and they're shitholes, and the rates of inbreeding. I was like, apparently he's never been to Western Kentucky or West Virginia or down to Alabama. There's plenty of inbreeding going on within the United States. To point your fingers at other people. Hello, Henry and Carmel. Thanks for hanging out. Anyway, my question is, why is my feed inundated with things that I don't follow? Things I'm not really interested in seeing. I see more of that than I see my friends' posts anymore. You gotta go to your friends' pages to see their posts. And when Facebook started, it was all about, keeping everybody together. Like social media. Social media is not social media anymore. Social media is a brainwash machine. Period. Inundated with Russian bots and Russian pages and pages. And you saw X. He turned a feature on for a second that allowed you to see where these accounts were located. And it was only on for about half a day because all these mega accounts were like, this account is in Bangladesh. This account is in somewhere in sub-Saharan Africa. This account is, and they're all mega accounts pushing Donald Trump's bullshit. And like, they're not even real people. Or if they are real people, they're paid trolls from other countries. They don't even live here. There was one was like, it said right, and Grok even was like, where is it? It says right-wing cope. Donald Trump is your president. Donald Trump is your president. Donald Trump is your president. It's like just a bunch of posts of that. And in the bottom it says, this user is Russian, poses as an American conservative. I gotta tell you something right now. Okay, at the end of this month, if you don't know, the ACA healthcare subsidies are going to expire, and people are going to lose their healthcare or go bankrupt because these fees that they're charging are outrageous. Here's the thing that I saw today, right? This is ACA subsidies are ending this year in Ohio. We are your best alternative for affordable coverage during open enrollment. Get a quote online. Here's the quote. Sample monthly premiums. Age 25. If you're single, $165. 30, $213. 35, $261. If you're 40, $309. If you're 45, $358. If you're 50, $406. 55, $454. 60, $470 a month for insurance. Now, are you a congressman doing anything about that? No. What are they doing? They're running around trying to defend this murder in the Caribbean. Bailing water for drunk Hegseth, the war criminal. How you being a war criminal is not even a war. That's talent right there. It's like, you got to give it to him. That is a special kind of fucking prick. You can become a war criminal without a war. So, of course, they purged the military of all people that they thought might be disloyal, right? And they installed nutlickers into all these positions. And the people that didn't go away stayed in their positions. And then, when they were ordered to strike these people, this guy, Admiral, he resigned, right? Rather than do this. So, the nutlicker Admiral stepped up. He did the double tap strike. And then today, he went up on the hill and defended this shit. He said, oh, Hegseth didn't give no orders to do this. I did this all myself. And what do you think that means? Like pardon is coming, right? For sure. They told him, you go ahead, you take the you take the rap for this, and we'll give you a pardon and some cushy job on Fox News or OAN or one of these fucking nut-licking propaganda outlets we got. Like OAN, or a real reputable news outlet that hired pedophile Matt Gaetz right out of the Congress. People watch this stuff. People believe this stuff. See, this is why Hegseth wanted to get the media out of the Pentagon. Now, it's all a bunch of nutlickers. That's all thanks to Laura Loomer, who's now a Pentagon reporter, and these other nutlicker podcasters were like, oh, well, Hegseth's up here right now taking every single question. Right? Hard-hitting questions like, what about the fake news that's trying to say that you're a war criminal? I'm looking at you, Tyler. I'm waiting for you to say something like of import. Do I believe what stuff? What? Do you believe that Fox News and OAN, the Daily Caller, the Daily Signal, Outkick.com? It's like, do you believe these are legitimate news sources? People who never, ever, ever say that Trump did anything wrong ever. No criticism whatsoever. Only nut licking all day, all the time. You believe that's news? You believe they're telling you the truth about shit? Do you believe this stuff is the real question, Tyler? It's like, because if you do, I don't know what to tell you. Outkick.com. You know what that is? Clay Travis, who had the most horrendous, terrible sports takes of all time. Got out of sports and went to politics, where he also has the most horrendous, terrible takes of all time. It's like, maybe people like the 5th place swimmer chick who's going to tell you about world affairs because she knows what the fuck's going on in the world. You know, like, that's like, no. They create these stars and they manufacture bullshit. That's it. Bitch get rich selling you hate trans people t-shirts. Like, because she was in a swim meet once where there was a trans person. She got 5th place, which means, again, that 3 legitimate women beat the shit out of her. So, and in turn, she became a person who I now have to listen to talk about Russian history and Ukraine war. It's like, I don't know if you saw that cabinet meeting the other day, but I think I stayed awake longer than Trump. Trump is sleeping on camera in public. And you bring that up, and what do they say? Biden! How much do you think? How long do you think they can get going? And just saying Joe Biden about every fucking thing that ever happened in this world. It's a hoax. It's a witch hunt. Meanwhile, Trump is pardoning every criminal, every white-collar criminal that's ever been convicted of any crime, embezzling or bribery. It's like, fucking pardon. Trump pardoned a Democratic congressman, right, who was convicted of bribery, who immediately filed for to run for re-election. like there's no deal there, right? Like, oh, pardon you, you win your seat back, and then you just rubber stamp everything we do, right? Pardon, you owe us. This is a guy who was already convicted of taking bribes. It's also absurdly out in the open. You know why that is? Because y'all are stupid. That's why. You keep buying into this shit. And you think that Trump cares about you? Your healthcare, if you're on the ACA, you're about to get fucked. Severely fucked. Now you tell me who can afford $450 a month for insurance. It's a lot. And that's just for one person. That wasn't the family rate. You want to hear the family rate? That's even worse. Here's something interesting I found today. America is living under President Trump being laid off at a rate not seen since the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic, according to new data. In November alone, 71,321 job losses were announced, taking the total to 1.17 million in 2025. The data from consultancy firm Challenger Gray and Christmas revealed that terminations have not been announced at such a rate since 2020 and are 54% higher than the same 11-month period last year. And they came out with that thing, we're creating jobs. We are literally in North Korea territory. And I mean, not like we live under a North Korean regime, you know, that'll lock you up for me having this show. But as far as like the fanatical brainwashed nut licking that's going on with the dear leader, you would think that people would get sick and tired of having to defend every fucking thing every second of every fucking day, especially when these ideas they're defending aren't good in the first place. You imagine that? Can you imagine being such a fanatic that you spend every minute of every day defending these horrible fucking policies? Megyn Kelly, I swear to God, was like, they ain't cruel enough. I'd like to see them get their arms and legs blown off. And, you know, like, these people are sick. There's something wrong with them. And again, if these people that are blowing up really are what they say they are, right? Drug trafficking, narco terrorists. That's what they're calling them now. Stephen Miller was on last night. He's like, these narco terrorists that kill people, that skin people. He's saying all these horrible fucking things, you know, like. But then when there were survivors, they scooped them up. What they do? Quietly shipped them back to their home countries. If they're really such dangerous narco-terrorist criminals, then why didn't they bring them to the United States, put them on trial? Why didn't they prove that that's what they were and that they're horrible and deserve to go to jail? If they had done that, and now their line is, oh, all the liberals are defending the drug cartels. Like, no, that's not it's just like the Epstein thing, when they say, oh, well, the Democrats must like pedophiles. They don't release the Epstein file. And then when you say, okay, we're going to release the Epstein file. Oh, no, we can't do that. Right? And then they go, oh, these Democrats must like the drug cartels if they don't want us to be murdering people off the coast of Venezuela in the Caribbean Ocean. And, you know, they must be with the drug cartels. They're like, well, why didn't you bring the drug narco-terrorists, as you call them, into the United States for trial? Why? Because that's not what they are. I can't do that, but I do have this. And I smoke before I come on. Will you tell me you don't find that odd? And you know, after they did the first strike, the double tap strike, you know what they did? They changed their policy. They said, oh, any survivors now will be scooped up. Okay? And they have scooped them up. But did they put them on trial? No. What did they do? They quietly shuffled them off to their home countries. Some of them, not even Venezuela. You don't find that odd? This whole thing is bullshit. Just like everything else they fucking do. It's bullshit. Yes, you do find it odd, Tyler. There you go. Your brain is working. No matter what they say. And now they're trying to double down and defend this shit. Tom Cotton was like, people trying to attack the righteous attacks. Righteous. The righteous attacks on drug boats, he called them. Righteous. Really. I'm telling you a million times, these are Christian fascists. That's what they are. They're Christian nationalists, fascists, white supremacists, Nazis. That's what they are. And you can try to gaslight all you want. That's not what they are, but this is what they are. And yes, the system is fucked up. Yes, I say that all the time, Tyler. If you're going to help me promote this show to get bigger than it is, I said I've done everything I know how to do, and it has worked. The show has grown since I started doing it. But you're right. Like I said before, like I want to get as big as Benny Johnson without taking the Russian money. The very fact that these guys took Russian money and nobody cares. They should still watch their show. They have Pentagon press passes. And you go, there's nothing to see here with the Russian connection and with the Nazi connection and the Heritage Foundation connection. There's nothing to see here. It's unbelievable. And then you watch these cabinet meetings. Listen, Trump has had 9 cabinet meetings in the year, and Biden only had 9 the whole time. It's like, yeah, but these cabinet meetings aren't anything except a reality TV show where they could all suck up to Trump, and that's all they do. That's all they do. And they spew complete bullshit. What was Julia just mentioned that Here's this. Christy Nome says, you have saved hundreds of millions of lives with the cocaine that you've blown up in the Caribbean. Slurp, slurp. It's so sickeningly pathetic that this is how a country is run. I mean, any country, let alone the biggest, most powerful country in the world. This is where we've ended up. And you think for 1 second that, like they say, to eliminate the Department of Education. Why do you think that is? They need stupid people. Smart people are not good for them. Because smart people think. Smart people figure out, like Tyler, that, hey, there's something not right about this. Hey, Stacy. There's something not right about it. Why do you think that is? It's just like this pipe bomb. Do you see this thing today? They go, oh, after 5 years, all of a sudden, we arrested this pipe bomb suspect. You really believe that that's what happened? They're not trying to railroad. Like what they did was, let's find the person who fits our profile the most. You know, somebody like me that they don't like. some liberal. Some liberal rabble-rouser that runs his mouth too much. And they go, that's him! Do you realize that almost all of this that we're talking about right now, right, is just to distract you from the fact that Trump is most likely a pedophile, if not a pedophile himself, definitely a pedophile enabler. And then he's in these files that they don't intend to release. There's a deadline coming up. I believe it's December the 12th. It might be the 19th. I gotta look it up. But there's a deadline coming up from that law that says they have to release these files. Well, they don't plan on releasing. I hate to break it to you. They don't plan on releasing these files. And again, you got to ask yourself, why? Why would they run around for a whole decade saying the only thing they cared about was seeing these files? And now they're in power, and that all of a sudden, they don't want you to see these files. And I don't know if you're looking at Kash Patel when he's standing up there, but you could just tell. Kash Patel, part of him is not really into this. He's in way over his head. You know they told Cash, well, you saw what happened to Jeffrey Epstein, didn't you? Yeah, well, if you don't go along with us, that's what's going to fucking happen to you, which is why he looks like this all the time. It's like, oh, shit. It's a deer in headlight. Yes, Cash, they'll kill you. It's like, I just want one of them to snap. Just one. And just be like, I can't take it anymore. He's all over the files. I've seen the pictures. It's like, they drag him off. That's fake news. It's like, that's where this is headed at some point. I mean, maybe not that, but something as ridiculous as that. Because this is a fucking shit show of epic proportion. I mean, every day you go, this can't get any worse. It just gets worse and worse. And we're going to get into war. You know this. Another war. And then Trump has the nerve, while he's blowing up these boats and starting a war in Venezuela, to cry that he wants a peace prize, and they changed the name of the Peace Institute to the Donald J. Trump Institute of Peace. While at the same time defending, murdering unarmed civilians off the coast of Venezuela. This guy had the nerve to say that these two guys were hanging off the burning wreckage of a fucking boat in the middle of the ocean. And this guy had the nerve to say that they were continuing their operation. They were continuing the smuggling operation. That's what? So they had to be struck again. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? This is where we are now. I told you the world changed fundamentally when Mohammed bin Bonesaw was allowed to kidnap a journalist and have him hacked to death with the bone saw, and nothing happened to him. And when Netanyahu was able to pen all those people into a little fucking strike zone where they could just bomb the shit out of them and just kill women and children indiscriminately for months, and nothing happened. And now we're just blowing the shit out of people who we say are drug smugglers, but yet when their survivors are there, we don't take them into the United States and put them on trial. There are such threats to the homeland that we sent them back home. Can you just take a second to think about how fucking absurd that is? And then Trump pardons the president of Honduras who trafficked 400 kilograms of cocaine into the United States. And people still are defending this shit and saying that they're not in a cult. That's the funniest part. Like, bro, this is a fucking cult. It's like if you can't even for 1 second step back as yourself and go, hey, let's give you like half of the doubt, benefit of the doubt, right? Let's say blowing up a boat that you think is smuggling drugs, which they have not yet to produce one shred of evidence publicly that these people were smuggling drugs. It's take our word for it, bro. That's it. But let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's say that is legal to strike the boat, right? Okay. But now you didn't kill them all. Now there's some guys floating around in the ocean there, and they survived the strike. What happens then? Well, let me tell you something. It's not legal to do. It's to just fucking kill them. It's against the Geneva Convention, it's against international law, it's against all rules of engagement across all civilized countries. You have to ask yourself if we're even civilized anymore at this point. This is a third world banana fucking dictatorship. That's what it is. As long as the Congress is controlled by Republicans who won't do anything about any of this, that's what it is. I haven't even heard anything about the East Wing yet. It's just gone, right? What happens now? I don't know. How long is it going to take to build this ballroom? Think it's going to be finished by the end of the Trump term and he can even have a ball in this fucking ballroom? Paid for by all major corporations. Nothing to see here. Meanwhile, like I told you before, the truth don't care about their lies. These jobs are going away. He can say whatever he wants. There's 1.7 million jobs gone in the last year. He can put out any fucking bullshit report he wants about what jobs he's creating that he's not really creating, because, like I said before, they said they were going to have the data to have a report, and then the next day they had a report. It's just like when Bondi said, we're going to release the Epstein files, and we're not going to release the Epstein files. And I have it on my desk, and then it doesn't exist. And they lie. It's like everything they do is lying, constantly. this narco-terrorist thing is the new, like they're eating your cats and dogs. It's bullshit. There's a person in Colombia said there's a Colombian fisherman got killed in the thing. And he went out fishing one day and never came back. They filed some kind of complaint with the human rights arm of the UN or something like that. And even if there were drugs on these boats, like there was a reporter that went down there and started asking around, okay? And some of the people said, yeah, they were running drugs. They took $500 from, these people come around and they say, these people are starving and they have families and they go, hey, you don't make any money. It's like, we'll give you $500. You put a few kilos of cocaine in your boat and drive it to wherever. Because I'm going to tell you something right now, too. These boats couldn't make it to America. So nobody really knows where they were going with this cocaine. But it ain't America because they ain't got enough gas. I know science and stuff doesn't matter to these people either, but I mean, it's just a simple fact. They don't have enough gas to cross all the way over. So they were taking that cocaine somewhere, but it wasn't the United States. We wouldn't know because they never got there because Heck said just blowing up any boat he sees out there, apparently. Then he said, I watched the whole thing live. Then he says he didn't stay and watch the whole thing. Then he says, hey, what's up? You in Germany or something? Oh, wait, there's a lot of umlauts. You must be in, like, Norway or Sweden, somewhere like that. Thanks for joining us. I wish I spoke your language. I don't, so I don't know what you're saying. If you have a translate, that would be great. You turn on your translator and comment to me in English. That would be awesome. Of course, if you don't have subtitles, you probably don't know what I'm saying either. Anyway, the truth of the matter is that none of this, the right wing, remember when you were a kid, right? And they told you, your parents told you, don't tell lies. Because if you tell a lie, well, then you got to tell another lie to cover the lie you told. And then you got to tell another lie to cover that lie. Then you got to remember all the lies that you told, and you got to keep them straight. Well, this is where we're at now with the entire right-wing apparatus of the United States. They are buried under so much bullshit that every day they have to come up with new bullshit to cover with the bullshit they told the day before. And it's just cycling and escalating and just a big giant pile of shit which is going to collapse in on itself at some point. And again, they don't have any ideas except for racism, hate, division, and deporting people and all this other shit. They don't have one single idea how to make your life better, how to improve the government in some way. They want to just destroy it and get it out of the way so that them and their rich buddies can buy up everything and control you. And how do they get away with it? By convincing you, they want trans people to play sports, and they want that immigrants are eating your pets, and all bullshit. Again. Like I said the other day, can you imagine voting for all this shit because you thought Marvel movies had gotten too woke? That's tired of genders being pushed down my throat. That's like, well, you know what? You didn't have to go that movie, did you? No one's pushing anything down your fucking throat, bro. You just don't like the world that we live in. And you wish that it was different. And you wish that you could force it to be different, which is where the fascism comes in. But I got news for you. You can ban all that. You can ban trans people. You can ban gay people. You can get rid of gay marriage. You can get rid of. You can say you're gonna blow up every drug boat that you see in the ocean. And you know what? You're never gonna stop drugs. There'll always be gay people. There'll always be trans people. They're not going anywhere. You just want them back in the closet where you don't see them. I said a million times, conservatism is just some angry dude where change is on the other side of the door and he's just holding the door. No! Change is going to happen. It can be slow, it can be fast, it can be nice, it could be painful. It could be there could be a war, it could be violence, it could be civil war, whatever. Like, change is going to happen and you can't stop it. These are the same people who in the 1800s stood on the floors of Congress and said that black people weren't even human beings and deserved to be enslaved. This is on the records of the Congress. You can go read them. There's speeches given on the congressional floor. And these are the same people that will say, America's not a racist country. It's a gaslight, bro. It's always been a gaslight. These are the same people. These are the descendants of the Confederates who thought that white people should own slaves. Period. That's what they are. That's what the Heritage Foundation is. Where do you think the name comes from? The Heritage Foundation. It's the Confederacy, bro. Conservatism has always been right. Look at the Nazis, right? You see what they did, right? They actually burned the books. They actually went into the universities, drugged the books out, set them on fire. Did it stop those ideas? No. Will it stop it now? No. This is the part they don't get because they're fucking fanatics. Instead of teaching yourself to be a fucking prick and hate everything, how about you teach yourself to be a little more tolerant of shit? It doesn't affect you. Right? If the gay community is such a threat to your children, why is it always mega and fucking pastors and fucking Catholic church people who are getting picked up for fucking raping children and child pornography? All that kind of shit. Why do you think that is? Because it's a gaslight. It's them. It's not us, but it's them all the whole time. Same as the crime. Trump's like, I'm not a criminal. I was railroaded. I was framed. And now he's going around fucking pardoning every person who was convicted of anything remotely like anything that he's done. If you live in Texas or wherever this fucking piece of shit is from who he just pardoned, the Democrat guy. Because I'm going to say this, the guy's a piece of shit. He's a Democrat. He's a piece of shit. He should never go back to Congress. He should never be back in Congress. But because Trump pardoned him, now his felony conviction is gone and now he can run again. If you vote for this fuck, there's no hope for you. You're just as bad as the Republicans. It's time to clean all these fuckers out, if you ask me, all of them. Except for the new young, liberal fighters like AOC and Jasmine Crockett, people like that. The people who are taking out the Bernie Sanders, the Mamdanis, these are the people that should take over the Democratic Party. And all these old fucks should need to go. And I hate to break it to these corporations, but they need to go too. The only way the Democratic Party will survive this, and that the fascist Republicans won't just take over, the country for good, is if they get back to being what they were supposed to be, which is a progressive party that represents people, working people. We've gotten away from that in this country. We've let the corporations buy both parties for far too long. There's only one constant in this world: change. Nothing, absolutely nothing will stay the same, says Julia. Exactly. Exactly. But like I said, it's been tried before. Mussolini did the same shit. Did that stop people like Daniele from becoming, educated, liberal Italian people? No. And it won't. And it's already been proven you can't kill everybody. Right? They tried to get rid of all the Jews. Did they get rid of all the Jews? No. They did not. It doesn't work. It never has worked. The fact that they keep trying to make it work shows you that they're fanatics. That's the very antithesis of intellectualism. When you're just like, oh, I'm just going to keep slamming this shitty policy down. Like trickle-down economics. They still believe in that. You see what has come of it. That money don't trickle down. Ever since trickle-down economics was invented by Reagan in the late 80s, what's happened? Concentration of wealth has grown smaller and smaller and smaller. These companies, these mega corporations have gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And your paycheck has stayed the same. Prices have gone up and up and up, but your pay ain't gone up and up and up, has it? Do you realize that your parents, not your parents really, but your grandparents and your great-grandparents, they fought. They fought. They literally fought. Violence for weekends, for 40-hour weeks, for overtime pay, for all these things that you have. And like I said, and the freedom, your rights. And people today just giving that shit away, willy-nilly, like it's nothing. No greater insult to the generations that came before us in this country than to lay down and lick in the boots like a fucking spineless nut licker. It makes me sick, really. It's disgusting. It's like to watch that cabinet meeting where they all just go around the table. Donald Trump, you were the most wonderful thing that's ever happened to the world. And, I'm just thankful to be here. Problem is, your representatives aren't representing you. Tennessee, yesterday, right? That chick was liberal as you could get. I mean, she was too liberal to win that race. But she still came within 9 points. In Tennessee. And they elected that guy. But did they elect a representative? No. They elected another drooling, spineless nutlicker who will just defend Donald Trump and let him do whatever he wants. It's not a representative. The representative would ask questions and ask, what is he doing for us here in District 27 of Tennessee or wherever the fuck it is? It's a cult. And until these people are voted out of office, it's going to stay like this. Now, I saw a thing that they were extrapolating out about what happened in Tennessee and then all these districts across the country where Trump won by less than 10 points. And the majority is in steep jeopardy. And now the Senate, too, they say. And I'm going to tell you right now, it ain't going to get no better. It's just going to continue to get worse. And then we're going to get into a war. Let me ask you a question. How much money do you think this costs? See, they don't talk about that at all, ever. How much money he's burning through. How much money do you think it costs to send ICE agents to every city and round up these immigrants and put them into detention facilities that they also paid to build, to take a whole aircraft carrier fleet down to the Caribbean, surround Venezuela, to be bombing boats with drones. How much you think that costs? Way fucking more than this tariff money he's talking about. They say, oh, we're bringing in all this money of tariffs. It's our money. It's taxing the fuck out of Americans and American companies with illegal tariffs, which are illegal, which the Supreme Court still hasn't voted on this, but these tariffs are illegal. Now, whether or not they say, well, since it's already been done, we can't really undo it because it would cause too much damage and blah, 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 then figure out some way to let Trump do what he's doing, it still doesn't make it legal. The Constitution is very clear on this, that the tariff power resides in the Congress. But as long as the Congress just lays down and lets him do whatever he wants, as long as they have this slim majority. Oh, did you see this? Mike Johnson going to swear this guy in from Tennessee 5 minutes after he's elected. Remember, he waited 55 days to swear in that woman from Arizona. Democrat. This nut licker. Oh, we got to swear him in right now. The fact that people put up with this at all. Like I said, of all that's happened, the most tragic and sad thing to me is I finally saw that this country is just filled with spineless fucking pussies who will just roll over and let these people do whatever the fuck they want. There are no more Lenny Bruces, people who are willing to stand up to the government and make an example of themselves for your benefit. I'm trying real hard, but sometimes I wonder if people even deserve it. If this is the way you're gonna be when your freedom is threatened. Just make no mistake, your freedom is threatened. Every second of every day now. And people are legitimately saying that the President of the United States can murder people with no evidence whatsoever. He can just declare you to be a narco-terrorist or whatever word they want to use. And that means that they can just kill you. No due process or no, not even an evidentiary hearing. And you think for 1 second that if you give them that kind of power, that they're not going to turn that power onto you, then you don't know anything about humanity, the history of this world. It's like the American experiment is about over. It only lasted, 250 years, about to have 250th anniversary, and Trump wants it to be a big giant thing. Yeah, celebrate giving away your freedom. It's unbelievable. Oh, guess who's running for governor of Minnesota? I'll give you 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count. If you said My Pillow guy, you are correct. Mike Lindell is going to take on Tim Walz for the governor of Minnesota. Now this, to me, is interesting. This is where we're going to find out just how powerful MAGA still is. Because if they can carry this guy even close to the finish line, it's like former crackhead pillow salesman Mike Lindell was. Can you imagine? I'm telling you right now, if I lived in a state that elected Mike Lindell the governor, I'm promptly moving. If I had money right now, I would be gone from this country so hard. Like I mean, I can't leave now because I got to take care of my mother. But when my mother's gone, I'm seriously considering getting the fuck out of this place. Because a country this stupid doesn't deserve to survive. This is the dumbest shit I've ever. And then Danielle told me, well, don't think you're going to get somewhere else. And they're not idiots. There's idiots everywhere. Yes. Yeah, there are. But it's cold as fuck. But, man, Canada sounds good to me. At least in Canada, they made all the fucking jerk-offs like Tom McDonald go to Ontario. The rest of the country is pretty liberal. I don't know what they've all gathered into that one province. Is that what they said? That's where that guy come from. It's unbelievable. Yes, Julia, Mike Pillow. He's running for. He filed the papers. Canada's cold. No, I've never been there, but some part of me has always wanted to go to Japan and check it out. And then I was looking into the cost of living. They said it's pretty affordable, actually. And I was like, oh, I wonder how much money I need to fucking just go there and retire. They said there's a bunch of empty houses that they're selling for real cheap too, because they just need people to live in them. And they're like, oh, you can get a cheap house in Japan for $12,000. Like, oh, really? How much do I need to live the rest of my life? It's just sitting by the ocean somewhere up on a mountain in Japan. It's like, because see, my luck is I'd go somewhere and then World War III would break out. That's my luck. It's like, oh, I finally made it out. And then here comes the planes dropping bombs and shit. It's like, fuck. That's the thing. Is you can't escape as a human being. It's a whole planet full of billions of human beings. Yeah, Julia says, well, climate change, Canada might end up warmer. Right? Well, bring it on. You go faster. I'll tell you this much. Any pride I used to have about being an American is pretty much evaporated. There's nothing to be proud of here. People are actually defending murdering innocent people. Now, I saw them innocent. Now, they might not be innocent. Let's say unarmed, helpless people. And people like Megyn Kelly going on and on about how she wishes she could see them being blown to smithereens because there's something wrong with this person. Megyn Kelly in the last month has defended pedophilia and now says she wishes that she could watch people be blown up and dismembered. It's like there's something wrong with this person. And yet people still keep listening to these people. This is the part of it that I don't get. There's nothing that right-wing people can do to make the other right-wing people go, oh my God, I can't participate in this. Nothing. She says that. You know why she says that? Because she thinks that's what her audience wants to hear. And she's probably right. They're soulless meat bags of shit, what I like to call them. Hollow husks of human beings. They're not humanity. They've lost their humanity. Their whole entire premise is inhumane. Period. The fact that you can watch this nut-licking cabinet meeting and think to yourself that there's not something wrong with this fucking country tells me everything you need to know about this country. Either people don't care, they're apathetic, or they don't know what to do. It's like these people are not going to stop until someone stops them. And the entire system of government that was set up to stop these people has been co-opted by these people. They shut down the checks and balance. So there is no more checks and balance. That's what I keep saying to you is we're living in a dictatorship. Not because, it's a dictatorship and Trump is, unilaterally, controlling, everything. They're still a minority in them, but they can't do anything. And then they just smear them like, well, they're defending the drug cartels. It's like, no. That's not it at all. What we defend is people's right to not be killed with no evidence on the simple assertion by the most dishonest government that this country has ever seen that they're somehow terrorists who are so dangerous that we can't even bring them back to the United States for trial because that's how dangerous they are. They didn't even take them to Guantanamo Bay. How about that? No, you know what the truth is? They didn't want you to see these people. You know why? Because they're just peasants. If they had drugs, like I said, they're some pathetic poor fisherman who took $500 to put a couple keys into his boat. They're not fucking... It's not like submarines are filled with... tons and tons of cocaine. It's like, well, where's these tons and tons of cocaine? Where are they? Does anybody know? The fact that we have to ask these questions is unbelievable. And they're going to keep doing whatever they're doing because they're drunk on power and they think that no one can stop them. And right now, up to now, they've been correct. Now, there are some Republicans who are speaking out about this murder, which let's just be honest. Let's just call it what it is. People call it war crimes or whatever they want to say. It's murder. Period. And I said, even if you give them the benefit of the doubt, you say, okay, hitting a drug boat is legal. Okay, well, double tapping to take out any survivors that you might fucking get as who are unarmed and floating around the ocean is murder, bro. Period. Point blank. End of story. Murder. Pete Hegseth is a murder. And he takes glee in it. I don't know if you noticed that. He likes it. He's the one that said, we're no longer gonna fight with these stupid rules of engagement. Oh, you mean Geneva Convention and all the things that keep American troops safe from getting, tortured or whatever. I mean, they still do, but at least they can go after people and prosecute them and shit. If you start to throw away the rules of engagement, well, people throw away their rules of engagement. And what does that mean? That means it's more dangerous. I don't know how you can make war more dangerous, but apparently Pete Hegseth has found a way. He's also found a way, that's it, to be a war criminal without a war. Guy's talented, I gotta give him that. These are all television hosts, that's all they are. This whole thing is a reality show, that's all it is. Why do you think he has 9 cabinet meetings? Because it's just another episode of the reality show. It's like The Apprentice. Only it's a round table and they all kiss his ass. But that's the show. Trump is a reality TV show producer, and that's all he ever has been. All that shit about him being a businessman is all bullshit. I could be a businessman too if I was born with a $450 million trust fund, which he promptly lost 6 times. Did I tell you that thing about the meme coin? Melania Trump's meme coin? Hold on a minute. Remember they had those meme coins that they they brought out? Here it is. If you invested $12,500 in Melania Trump's meme coin 11 months ago, at its peak, you now have $118. Congratulations, you stupid motherfuckers. Now give them more money. People who Steve Bannon stole their money, they still listen to his fucking show. That's what I'm telling you. There's no hope for us. We're fucked. So just to try to enjoy your life while you can. Because we're on a fast track down the shitter. Why people cheer. So go buy you a Trump phone. Go buy you some Trump sneakers. Get you a shitty Trump guitar. Get you, you know. But you're totally not in the cult. Anyway, I had to get out of here. So I am going to be in West Virginia on Saturday. So again, there will not be a show. If you're new here, and you just tuned in, remember, like Julia said, subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Turn on notifications. Tell your friends to watch Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern. Because that's when I'm on. Except for this Saturday. Because I'll be in, what is it? Bellington, West Virginia. So if you're around Bellington, West Virginia, I will be there on Saturday night doing stand-up comedy. Believe it or not, that's what I do. Or that's what I did before I started doing this. Again, I said, hit the like button, subscribe, tell your friends about the show. I said I won't be here Saturday because I'll be in Bellington, West Virginia. I'll be back on Tuesday at 6 o'clock. I am Bruce Leonard. Thank you for joining me. Good night.